What you're looking at on your screen, that's footage from the KLEK studios in Jonesboro today, 102.5 FM. And it was a fire that broke out earlier today that authorities had to come and check out and investigate. And actually, according to the station general manager, Laganzi Kale, who contacted NEA Report to let us know what was going on, he said that there was at least some suspicions that it could have been arson. Now, as you're taking a look right there at the footage that was live streamed after really everybody kind of was gotten out of the building there, that's from the KLEK 102.5 FM Facebook page. You can see right there, investigators are trying to find out exactly what caused this. Thankfully, everybody was okay. Nobody was injured. They did show during the earlier part of the live stream a woman had to have oxygen administered, possibly some type of respiratory issues, but you can see the corner of the building right there where the fire crews had to go in and bust in, and you can actually see some of the burn marks around the bottom part there. Like I mentioned, according to Laganzi Kale, the thought, at least among the station general manager there, was that they think it could have been an intentional fire that was set. Could have been. But they're still investigating that, and hopefully we'll find out more about that. If you have any information about that, of course, always contact authorities, 935-STOP, and we will keep you posted as this story continues to develop. By the way, a description was passed along to us by Kale of the suspicious person that was reportedly seen in the area, a suspicious person reportedly seen in the area around the time that the fire broke out. He was described as a white male, blue jeans, flannel shirt, gray thin jacket, scruffy, shallow beard, salt and pepper colored, with hair disheveled. And it could be somebody that knows something more. Again, this is somebody described as a white male. If you have any idea who this person might be, contact Crime Stoppers, 935-STOP, or contact JPD or the fire department as well. I'm sure these are all people that would like to know a little bit more about what happened over there. Considered a little bit suspicious, but as of last check, Kale told us that he was told the fire department has not been able to determine the cause just yet. We'll keep following this story. The arrest of a suspected crystal meth dealer happened yesterday in Truman after the Poinsett County Sheriff's Office, along with the Truman Police Department, executed a search warrant at 221 Jennifer Street, of course, as mentioned in Truman. The press release that was sent along by Sheriff Kevin Mulder to media outlets and posted online as well said during the search, meth, drug paraphernalia, and a number of firearms were seized at the residence. An arrest was made as well of Roger Forbes, 46, of Truman. He is now facing several charges, including possession of a controlled substance, meth, with intent to deliver, possession of drug paraphernalia, felony, of course, for the meth, and simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms. You can see the photos. Some of the guns that were retrieved. Looks like most of them are actually hunting rifles. I think I see one revolver there, but other stuff as well. Nonetheless, that man at the bottom, the man now behind bars in Poinsett County. From the homepage of NEAReport.com, a deadly shooting being investigated in Stuttgart with one person killed, another fighting for their life after the shooting that happened Monday evening. Special agents with the Arkansas State Police Criminal Investigation Division were requested to assist Stuttgart Police Department in the investigation that happened at about 7:30 p.m. yesterday. One person killed, another seriously injured. Now, initial statements said this. You can see the story right there and go to NEAReport.com if you'd like to read more, but it was said that Natasha Russell, 21, of Stuttgart, was the driver of the vehicle that entered the intersection of McKinley and Low Streets in Stuttgart. And then when they entered the intersection, it says, the report immediately says, an unknown number of male individuals started shooting toward her vehicle. 2 passengers in the vehicle were hit by gunfire. There's more to this story, obviously. There's got to be. I mean, doesn't this sound like one of those things where people knew each other or something like that? It just seems to be the case, but that's speculation now. What we know from authorities that Robert Brown, 46, of Pine Bluff, was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. His body transported to the Arkansas State Crime Lab. It will determine the exact cause and manner of his death. Kevin Harvey, 56, was transported to Little Rock with critical injuries. to a hospital there. The investigation is continuing, and we hope to find out more about this and bring it to you on NEA Report. It's not just Arkansas State University that's filed a lawsuit in the canceled game that was set to take place last fall, but did not after a hurricane was barreling towards South Florida. Well, Miami has filed suit now as well. In fact, they filed 3 days before Arkansas State did, but A-State had made it kind of publicly known that they were going to do this, so Miami probably just wanted to beat them. No pun intended, of course, because we're talking about a football game that was canceled. Because last fall there was a hurricane headed straight towards South Miami, and according to Miami, they didn't have a choice. They claimed the game was canceled to an approaching hurricane, and claims ASU acted unreasonably. But did Miami really cancel because they didn't have another choice, or did they just want out of that game at that time? Miami says Arkansas State University was uncooperative whenever Miami tried to reschedule. Of course, Arkansas State University is claiming something different. Whenever they filed their suit on the 16th, they're seeking $650,000 for breach of contract. It's going to be interesting to see where this ends up going to court, in what jurisdiction, and of course what ends up happening, but we'll keep following the story on NEA Report. Let's take a look now at your New Wave Wireless forecast, home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. A windy day today, by the way. If you went outside, probably could have flown a kite just about to the moon today. Wind advisory stays in effect until 6 p.m. tonight. Gusts this afternoon were up to 35 miles per hour with steady westerly winds, 20 to 25 miles per hour. That's pretty crazy. I don't see that very often. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low going down to nearly freezing, 34 degrees with winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. They'll stay that way tomorrow, the winds will, but the high is going to be a whole lot lower. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 48 as the cold front moves in tonight. Mostly clear tomorrow night, the low down to around 30. Crazy stuff. Thursday, sunny with a high near 50. Mostly clear Thursday night. The low down to 34. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 60. And Friday night, starting to see showers rolling in across NEA with a 30% shot at seeing a little bit of rainfall. Mostly cloudy, a low down to 48. Obviously warming back up as we get into the weekend. Now, Saturday, you're going to see showers, maybe thunderstorms too, with mostly cloudy skies, a high near 62. 50% chance of even more showers Saturday night. Mostly cloudy, the low down to 44. And if you're just wondering, by the time Sunday rolls around, it's going to cool off about 10 degrees, back down to the mid-50s, but we're not expecting to see any showers after Saturday night. Now let's tell you about an event on the community calendar that should be really cool, and I hope that I get to go to it this time too. It's called Local Works 8, and it's all about supporting art, local artists to be specific. Because without creativity in the arts, this would just be a really boring life, you know? Just think about it if we eliminated all movies, all books, all art, all of it. Man, what would you do? You wouldn't even have Netflix. Well, okay, so let's talk about local artists. And this is happening this month, Thursday, March 29th, at Cregan's Downtown on Main Street in Jonesboro. From 8 p.m. to midnight, artwork from local names will be on display, and a variety of mediums and styles are expected. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you got to be 18 to go, by the way, just FYI. $5 entry fee. That includes the artwork, live music, up bar, and a ticket redeemable for one glass of house wine with an ID, by the way. Los Continentals, by the way, will be providing some Latin, surf, jazz, fusion, funk-flavored music. That starts at 9 o'clock. But you can support local artists and take home some of the works as well. That's at the end of this month at Cregan's. By the way, more info, NEAreport.com if you'd like to find out. So coming up next on NEA Report after a very short break, we're going to introduce you to Halie Norris, somebody that might be able to save you a ton of money or make you a ton of money in the world of real estate. We got some big questions for her, and she's got some answers for us too. That's next on NEA Report.
Accidents happen. So what happens if you bring your car or truck to Stadium Auto Body? It's in the hands of a manufacturer-certified expert who'll treat it with respect. It's brought back to life using the advanced tools and technologies today's vehicles require. All makes, all models. At Stadium Auto Body, we do the job right, back our work with a limited lifetime warranty, and make the whole experience pleasantly easy. Accidents happen. We're what happens next. Tell your insurance company you choose Stadium Auto Body.
Family Medical Clinic of Walnut Ridge and Bono are your neighborhood healthcare providers, and we're now accepting new patients. We know you have a tight schedule, so we're here 6 days a week at both locations from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. In Walnut Ridge, stop by 1045 West Main Street or call us to make an appointment, 886-8300. In Bono, we're on Highway 63 North or call 930-9990. Walnut Ridge Family Medical Clinic and Bono Family Medical Clinic, here for you when you need us.
So NEA Report is going across the community and across Northeast Arkansas and introducing you to different professionals, different folks that make things happen in your community, in your own neighborhood. Today we're going to introduce you to Halie Norris. She's a realtor with RE/MAX, and she's passionate about helping folks find their right home, the right purchase for them, or helping folks to sell their home, whichever it is. It's a very daunting task. It's a huge investment, and you're making a lot of money change hands. So if you only do this once or twice in your life, how do you know that you're doing everything right? Well, you got to have an expert, a pro, somebody like Halie, who does this and can flip a home from when you're ready to sell to the closing in as fast as 50 days. That's her average, meaning she could do it even faster than that. We got to talk to Halie on Friday at Craighead Forest Park on a beautiful day and got to know her a little bit more and ask her some different questions about this. Picked her brain, really. And she was a real great sport about it, too. So we're going to get to talk to her right now and find out more about the right time to buy and sell, how realtors can help you, and why Halie herself got into this field. It's a special from NEA Report. You've been doing real estate for about how many years now?
3.
3 years.
Yes.
Tell me what got you involved in this. I mean, this is an interesting field for somebody that loves to deal with people and loves to talk to people. What drove you to this field and what's kept you here?
Okay, well, it's kind of just it happened. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I decided that I needed to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I mean, I love staying home with my child, but, it's kind of boring, and we were broke, and I needed to figure out my passion in life. I knew I needed more. And so I was at a girlfriend's house, and we were watching some kind of show about real estate, on TV, and they were like, oh, you should get into real estate. Well, we started asking each other some questions. What is a broker? What is a realtor? What is a real estate agent? What's the difference? And we Googled it, and then I found a class online for a license class that you take, and I went home and I told my husband about it and what I was going to do, and he said, okay, whatever, like you and all your pretty sure I went like a week or two later, and
really,
yeah, that's kind of how I got started doing
so
that.
It's become a part of your life since then.
Oh, definitely. It's my obsession.
Did you think you'd enjoy it this much? And did you find yourself, once you did enjoy it, did you really say, okay, maybe this is something, I'm onto something here?
Oh, I mean, I had no idea that I was going to even a little bit love it like I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I live and breathe real estate and all that it has to offer, and the way, I just learned so much and all the different opportunities that being a realtor, gives you. Mm-hmm. It's really rewarding, and I'm super happy with my decision to become a realtor. So,
I can understand that. Jonesboro is a gorgeous market, and it's also unique because we have so many beautiful houses, but they're so much more affordable than you might find in a Nashville or in a larger city. Do you find people sometimes come in and say, wait a minute, that house costs this much, and they think it's going to be more?
Yeah, that's to me is really fun. Like when you have people that move here from out of state, and recently I had some clients from California, and they said that they lived in a 1,200 square foot house, and they were paying like $3,000 a month for their house. And when I started showing them houses here that were comparable to that, they were blown away. I mean, it was a no-brainer. We're moving to Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. And we'll take them.
Yeah, we'll take them. And I mean, they're very happy here. So
I bet they are. There you go. So I love to learn. That's one of my favorite things to do with Q&A. So would you help educate me on a few common questions that are probably asked about the real estate biz? One of the questions I had was, what's the difference in a realtor and a real estate agent? Because I know that's got to be one that's a pretty common.
Yeah, because I wanted to know that too.
Oh, okay.
So when I was starting out.
Mhm.
So the real estate agent is actually the person who's licensed. The person that is licensed and can, represent a buyer or a seller leasing real property.
Okay.
And can actually get paid for it, because if you're not licensed, that's illegal to receive money to represent buyers and sellers and do leasing agreements. So the realtor, though, it's a marked term, and it identifies a real estate agent professional that subscribes, or that is a member to the National Association of Realtors and subscribes to their code of ethics, which is really strict ordeal.
I see.
So it's like the higher up, like you're better than just a real estate agent if you're a realtor.
You're having a higher standard to hold yourself to. I'm guessing there's a lot of additional ethical protection for involved parties and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I am, a member of the National Association of Realtors, the Arkansas Realtors Association, and our local association, which is the Northeast Arkansas Board of Realtors.
So tell me about the difference between the list price and the sold price. How much does that vary a whole lot, and is there a big variance? And tell me your experience making those killer sales.
Okay, so actually for the market across, based on some of our MLS data here, the average day, or you said list price, so the average list price versus sold price, it typically can go anywhere between 2% and 5% based on our average. When we look at our average, it's across the board on the MLS. So that could include land and multifamily housing and all that when we look at the data. But he's very excited about market data. So you look at, this is all across the board. So anywhere between 2% and 5%. Me personally, I'm right at 2%. If I list a house, I'm most likely going to sell it for no less than 2% under what I sell it for.
Pretty close.
Yes. And I'll just add to that, but like in Jonesboro, in Northeast Arkansas, so to speak, because of our MLS, the data shows that the average days on market is about 100 days. And month to month, it kind of fluctuates, like 90 days, 110. I think in February, so it would have been January. I think in January they had 111 days on market. My average days on market is just 50 days. So wow. That's my strong suit, is listings. Yeah, I know how to price it and how to make it I know what buyers are looking for, because I work with buyers and sellers. So I get to hear their perspective, and really apply that to when I actually list a home.
So that's a perfect transition to my next question, because I wanted to know let's say I have a home and I know that I'm going to want to sell it. You don't surely there's a little bit of preparation you can do to help with that before you start the process, before you actually list it. What can I do to get my home ready for people that want it?
Yeah. So, a lot of times it's really simple. Some people, they have a knack for that, and you walk in their house and you're like, don't touch it, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Other times, sometimes people need some coaching, and there are homes, we live there. I mean, that's one thing I love about being a realtor, is that I get to be a part of people's lives and get invited into their home. What other profession do you get to go hang out in people's homes and get to know them on such a personal level?
True.
So, it's their home. They have to live there still while they're selling it. So it's important to kind of, and I do this every day, I know little tricks and secrets on how to still live there and function in your home, but clean up real quick so that it looks show ready. Because, there's just little tricks like that I notice when we go into a home. Maybe if I'm showing it to a buyer, for example, it might be pitch black in the house because the people are at work. But if the listing agent's the one who is, scheduling it, why not run by there real quick, flip the lights on, make it look like home, not like you're walking into a house where the lights are off and you're like, is anybody in here sleeping? This can be creepy. Like, you want it to be like a showcase. And, it's kind of like when you go into a store, I always think, like, say, JCPenney's or Dillard's or something, and, they have the display set up. Because they know, like, I know I look at sometimes, I'm like, that's a cute outfit, or, I like that, the way it looks, or the bedroom suits, Same thing for real estate. You have to have somebody that can come in and show you little tricks and ways to make it look, like, I want this. I want to buy this.
Sure, because it's not something that people that aren't involved in the industry have that common awareness
Right,
of,
you're not doing it every day and in there, and hearing the different perspectives and seeing it. So, and we spend a lot of time researching and learning about different trends and things that help improve the sellability or desirability of your home.
If I was getting ready to sell, what would I need to do before I wanted to come to you?
If you were getting ready to sell before you come to me?
Or is that just something that I
No,
come to
if
you
you
first?
if you are considering selling, you definitely just need to call me or your real estate agent for sure. And I will always, if you're wanting to sell, I don't like to just shoot off numbers because it's just, there's no way you can do that and get a good, idea of pricing. You need to call me, let me come over. You don't have to clean up or anything. I can see past it. I'm in homes every day. So I would just want to look around, kind of see some different things, give you some ideas of what you could do, and then we will basically sit down and I'll perform we call a comparative market analysis.
So you're wanting to buy a home, you're wanting to sell a home, or you're just wanting to find out more. This is the person you need to talk to, Halie Norris. Give her a call right now. The phone number, 870-316-5663. Of course, you might be calling her with a whole bunch of other people too, so you may end up getting her voicemail. But she wanted us to give everybody her cell phone number. She said add her on her personal Facebook page. Halie wants to know you. She wants to help you. And all you have to do is reach out to her to make it happen. So send her a friend request. That if you type that address in that I put in on the full screen, that'll take you directly to her personal Facebook page. Of course, if you know how to use Facebook, you can just type in Halie Norris and it'll take you right to her page. Talk to her. Let her know what you're wanting to do. She will let you know how to get it done the best way and how to make you the most money or save you the most money depending on what you're doing. Give her a call, Halie Norris, and thanks again for being a part of the NEA Report Q&A Spotlight Series.